Okay, so I think I figured out why men like dating younger women or like dating children. Or yeah, you know what I mean by that. And this might come like obvious to you guys, but when I realized this, I was like, oh my god, it makes so much sense now. So first of all, I'm just gonna first talk about the guys that just like dating younger women, not necessarily like little kids, but it's still like up. So let's say they're like 40 or 50 and they're dating a 20-year-old. Some of you may feel like, oh, that's not a big deal, but I personally think it's disgusting and up. And I realized that a lot of those men, they're like heavy drinkers, and they started drinking heavy in their 20s, around their 20s, and that's like the age group that they go for.
She's going to sink, Captain. She can't sink. She's unsinkable.
Like dating children. You know what I mean by that.
Of course we do, Queen. It means the men she wants are not interested in her anymore, and they are looking for the newer models. So she defaults to the typical shaming language because there really isn't anything else she can do. And fam, she realized that the men who date younger women are heavy drinkers? Really? I mean, it makes total sense to shame them, call them disgusting, and pull out a substance abuse label out of her rear end with absolutely zero evidence to back up this claim. In fact, according to the CDC, links in the description, binge drinking is most common among younger adults aged 18 through 34. Also, Statista.com states that heavy alcohol use is highest between the ages of 21 through 29. But this queen obviously knows more from her feels. Would it be wrong if any male viewers who saw what she called these men in their 40s and 50s decided to follow up by labeling her with negative connotations as well?
Alcohol and drugs stunt your mental growth. Like if you are constantly drunk and high on like alcohol, coke, whatever, your mental age is going to be stuck at that age that the age was when you started doing all these drugs, because your mental age gets stunted. So then it makes sense why they go for younger girls, because they're stuck mentally at the age of 20. And yeah, have you ever noticed that those older men are so like stuck in their glory days of like drinking and going out with the boys and stuff? Like they're so like mentally young. They literally are just drawn to people that age because they're stuck in that age. Okay. And now on to men that date children. I was high when I realized this, and I feel like when I'm high, I can get inside the mind of like anyone and understand them. Like I have like true empathy, and not in like a way where, oh, I feel sorry, in a way that like I can understand why they're like that, okay?
Wait. This queen literally was on a rant on shaming men and said illegal substance abuse stunned their mental maturity, only to say she was under substance influence when she had a mental achievement. I didn't even make that up. And she still kept going on insulting and shaming men by claiming they are dating children. I have to ask, was this queen elevated when she made this video? So far, her proof to back up her rant are her feelings and her newfound powers of deduction when her mind is parallel to jet fuel exhaust. This just shows that women care more about shaming men than they do about actual facts. Dang queen, who hurt you?
So when I was high one time, I don't know, I think I was watching something about people that date little kids, and I realized from like different documentaries and stuff that those people usually have some sort of trauma, like they had it done to them. So say like they had it done to them when they were like 6, and then they grow up to be people that do that. They go for the people that are that age because they're mentally that age. Am I the only one mind blown by this? Like the reason they go for kids that age is because they were traumatized at that age. Either like trauma from drugs or trauma from like another person. They're mentally that age. I hope this made sense, but it blew my mind.
I don't believe I heard you correctly.
She realized it from
documentaries and stuff.
The point isn't about belittling. The point is this queen, like many others, tried desperately to draw a line between older men who date younger women to someone who is breaking the law in a wretched attempt to shame men into dating older women. It is quite a feeble stance.
How dare you! She's looking out for young women who are being abused by disgusting old men.
Oh really? What happened to My Body, My Choice? Younger women who consent to dating older men aren't asking any of you elder queens to swoop in and save them from exotic vacations, shopping sprees, or high-end restaurants. Here's some advice, ladies. Stop being jealous and let those young women enjoy their time with older men. Moving on.
Whenever a man's voice cracks in front of me, there's this like awkward tension. I don't know if you guys feel it, where like you know that his voice just cracked and he knows that you know, and there's this like, should we address it type of thing. Usually what I do to diffuse the situation is I put my hand up on their cheek and I caress them and I say, it's all right. It's okay. And they, start to cry. And they're like, it's just so hard sometimes, trying to keep up this like image. And I'm like, I know. Let it out. Let it out. I feel that way too. We can feel that way together.
Wow, fam. This is just fuel for the fire of never look towards women for empathy. You will get ridiculed or shamed if you do, and I promise you that same woman will lose respect for you. It's hardwired in them to be that way. I have said it before. Women basically have the monopoly on tear-jerking emotions and expect men to be the rock at all times. If you are a man in a relationship and need to confide in someone your emotional distress, go to one of your male friends.
That's so not true! Women want a man who's in touch with his feelings!
Oh really? If that were true, effeminate men would be the Chads/Tyrones of the world. Not even smut romance novels have effeminate protagonists. I don't see a bestseller titled 50 Shades of His Little Feels. Moving on.
I come home after a 13-hour shift, and this is what my kitchen looks like. And my unemployed husband, where we have one child who's at school from 9 until 5, just decided to drink 8 beers, just chilling at home by himself. I am tough. Side note, these dishes, they've been in there for 2 days.
Sucks to be you.
This is exactly the type of injustice women have to put up with. You go, girl, and show the world the abuse you endure.
Oh really? So let me get this straight. Because she is the breadwinner, it gives her the absolute justification of putting their personal issues out on the internet for the world to see in an attempt to shame her husband? Does this mean that all men who are the breadwinners should do the exact same thing? Ladies, I'm not saying she shouldn't be upset after a long day of work. Many men have similar situations. But putting your dirty laundry out there as a shaming tactic is not smart, especially when this lets all other men know that you will probably do the same to the next guy after you get upset. Moving on.
When I was younger, old women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s used to be extremely jealous of me when they would see me out with significantly older men. From about ages of 18 to about 24, 25, I always dated men in their like 40s and 50s. Because I was so mature for my age then, right? I had been on my own pretty much since 17. Guys my age didn't understand that I was independent and made my own money. And so, of course, I dated more mature men because I was such a mature girly. Now, as a 32-year-old woman, I very much realize there was no jealousy from these women. They were literally looking at me because they were concerned. There I was, young, dumb, and naive, thinking that these men were like God's gift to women, when in reality, they're gross. Older men who routinely and consistently date young girls that are 18 to 25 are only doing it because they can't get women their age, and they only wanted to manipulate and control me.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Fam, let me translate this from womanese with a summary. When I was...
Stop! Don't do that with your broken translator. This girl spoke her truth, and all you are going to do is put words in her mouth. You misogynist gorilla. This is the reason real women don't watch your small D energy channel.
Oh really? Really? Well, let me just finish my translation while I don't give a flying fig about what the haters have to say. As I was saying, when I was young, older men gave me top quality treatment. Now that I'm older and can't compete with younger women, I have decided to use shaming language because I miss all the attention I used to get. Boom! Emotions translated. I mean, this recently wall-smashed queen even said something completely illogical.
Older men who routinely and consistently date young girls that are 18 to 25 are only doing it because they can't get women their age.
That's like saying that a team that consistently wins championships are only doing it because they can't get a losing record.
Now that's a lot of damage!
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.